Welcome to the regular council meeting being held today, Monday, January 22, 2024. It's 6 p.m. and we are in the council chambers at Trail City Hall. Members of the public can be present in council chambers during these meetings. Alternatively, public members can also observe meetings via Zoom. The Zoom link is included within the agenda that is posted to the city's website. This meeting will also be recorded and published to the city's YouTube site. Mayor Jones and Councillor Butler send their regrets, and I will be acting mayor for this meeting and will be the chair of this meeting. We will start with the adoption of minutes. Item 1.1 from the agenda, regular council meeting of January 8, 2024. Can I have someone to move the adoption of that? Councillor Martin, Councillor Wilson, all in favor? Carried unanimously. So we'll move on to point 2.1 of the agenda, delegations. And today we have with us Marty Makway, Maggie, McMann, and Nora Maddocks. They're calling their agenda title Climate Action Plans and Land Use Bylaws. And they are here to present a delegation to council. If I can have them come forward, please. Is there a third person? Okay, very good. So before you speak, I was just asking you to say your full name and address.
Marty Makway, 4th Avenue Trail.
Thank you. And ma'am?
Nora Maddocks, Preston, BC.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to remind the presenters that we have a 10-minute time limit set by our bylaw. At around the 7-minute mark, I will give you the heads up that you have about 3 minutes to finish. And in that last 3 minutes, I would encourage you to be the time to give questions to council. Now, today we will not answer those questions. It's not part of the protocol. So the questions will be recorded and they will be answered to you by correspondence from city staff.
Yeah.
You okay? That's all clear?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, since the mayor isn't here, is she watching online or?
I can't say for certain if she's watching online, but I'm confident that Mayor Jones will be watching this video.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna read it as we prepared it, assuming that she would have been here.
Okay, very well.
Okay.
Yeah, please begin. The time starts now.
Good evening, Mayor and members of council, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. My name is Marty Makway. I'm speaking as a resident who's been delegated to express on behalf of the residents and property taxpayers of the City of Trail our concerns regarding the following issues. Thank you for allowing us this time to present our deputation to you, Ms. Mayor, if she's there, and all council members. I wish to point out a very important fact. We're not here to criticize you. We're here with the full understanding that due to your workload on behalf of the citizens of Trail, you may not have had the time to do the extensive research required to be fully apprised of the circumstances you have been instructed to work under as directed by the province of British Columbia, and in particular, the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Municipal Affairs. Our concerns being addressed in this deputation is the correlation between the Agenda 21 directives and the local implementation of climate action plans, land use bylaws, etc. Due to the time constraint of only 10 minutes, we cannot verbally expound on all the details of these various issues. To accommodate the time restriction, we will be providing to the mayor and councillors via email detailed attachments which form an integral part of this deputation to be received no later than January 24th, 2024. Due to the implementation of the United Nations Agenda 21, we are greatly concerned that our municipal leadership is not making clear and well-informed decisions for the benefit of the residents of the City of Trail. More consultation with the residents is necessary. The format for these in-person meetings must be designed to accommodate the residents, affording them the opportunity to be able to participate in expressing their personal views and asking questions of the mayor and councillors in a group meeting. I'm not sure if you're aware, but that in 1992 at the United Nations and Federation of Municipalities Convention, that Canada, along with 178 other countries, formed an agreement which is non-binding Hidden in that agreement was Agenda 21. In 1994, they subsequently issued the Municipal Primer, which was distributed to every municipality in Canada. The Municipal Primer contained the instructions to the municipalities on how to restructure their municipal government according to the directives contained in Agenda 21. The Municipal Primer is a blueprint for our global economic and official development and is a non-governmental, international, foreign entity document prepared in accordance with the goals and structuring of the United Nations Agenda 21. All countries who signed on to this agreement ceased to be a nation. Under this non-legal, non-binding agreement, Canada effectively became a UN member state, no longer a sovereign country under the rule of law and the supremacy of God. The format used gives anyone whose name appears on the signature page of this agreement a zero liability status. Those who implement these Agenda 21 directives indirectly identifies each one of you as a UN enforcer of the Agenda 21. With that statement, I'm referring to the implementation of their climate action plan, land use bylaws, etc. Additional information regarding these facts are provided in the attachment to the oral written presentation. The International Council on Local and Environmental Issues, ICLEI, became the municipality's primary source of information for consultation to push and fund the global Agenda 21. Who do you think is funding ICLEI? The restructuring of our towns and cities. The government's restructuring also included rewriting local community plans, our local laws and bylaws. This became the Municipal Act of 2001 and since changed to the Local Government Act. And it initiated the amalgamation, regionalization, and incorporation of independent, autonomous local towns into private governing environment. This restructuring not only carries huge consequences for the area and its residents, but possible huge liability for any actions that you take from this point forward. Towns and cities were transferred into becoming a corporation. The City of Trail is a corporation. Subsequently, our elected officials unknowingly were partnered with a private corporation, the City of Trail. That private corporation, the City of Trail, would assist using their local municipal agenda, community plans, etc., to implement the global goals under Agenda 21. Non-governmental, international foreign entities who are interfering in the governance of Canada through our municipal elected officials. Then the question remains, why are we letting a foreign entity impose the rule upon the citizens of Canada, and more importantly, the residents of the City of Trail? City of Trail and Regional District of Kootenay boundary offices thus are now UN satellite field offices, an international jurisdiction under which public-private partnerships are acting in de facto law. The mayor holds 3 titles, 1 as the mayor, 2 as the chief executive officer of the corporation of the City of Trail, and 3 as the head of council, a United Nations title. This private corporation, the City of Trail, along with its chief administrative officer, now work together to implement the international global Agenda 21 instead of a local municipal one. The people who undertook this deputation and those who support it understood that they elected you to act in and for the local public office only, and therefore are requiring a written response to the following questions by 5 p.m. February 12, 2024. Questions for all elected officials of the City of Trail to be answered in written form, which is to clarify the extent of the global influence within the governance of the City of Trail. Number 1, as elected officials, please supply us with a copy of any oaths of office, covenants, or pacts that you personally have signed as an elected official of the City of Trail at any time once elected to the office to this current date. Number 2, as an elected official of the City of Trail, please supply us with a copy of any charters, pacts, covenants, type documents that you personally have signed as the mayor, either acting as mayor, head of council, chief executive officer of the corporation of the City of Trail at any time once elected to office to this current date. Number 3, how do you prioritize the authority of the municipal government versus the authority of the international agencies of any kind and our provincial government who want to implement Agenda 21 on every single resident and community in this province? Number 4, if the rising atmosphere CO2 levels above the current level of minus 415 parts per million 0.04%, are alleged to cause forest fires, then please describe the mechanism of action at the molecular level and explain why greenhouses do not burst into flames when CO2 levels
You're at the 7-minute mark.
Okay.
That's that, thank you.
exceed 600 parts per million. Number 5, Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the UN, recently made this public announcement. I quote, "We have entered the era of global boiling," end quote. If this claim is true, then why doesn't a pot of water begin to boil inside a greenhouse when CO2 levels of 1,500 parts per million are reached? Number 6, will the mayor and council commit to our energy security above all else whenever a climate change proposal is presented to it? Number 7, will council make a public statement confirming that they will represent the residents and citizens 100% against special interest organizations? Number 8, will council confirm publicly that they will demand the highest possible standard of proof when climate change topics arise? In other words, will council reject climate change as a magical phrase that must automatically command serious attention and consideration? Number 9, will the mayor and council expect to receive verifiable and specifically related scientific proof for any climate change request before it is granted any consideration by council? Number 10, Ms. Mayor, are you aware that the government is offering to you as mayor a new declaration to sign? I sincerely hope that we can work together to bring back our governance of the city of Trail and to the resident taxpayers who elected you and who pay your salaries. Thank you for your time and attention. I look forward to your written response, sent to my attention by the due date of February 12th, 2024. Thank you.
Does council have any questions for the delegate?
We'll be receiving a copy of that along with the attachments. We'll be forwarding that to you.
Okay, that would be very helpful. Does council have any questions?
Within 2 days.
Okay, that will conclude the delegation
Yeah.
presentation. And we're going to move on to agenda item 3, and that is the public question period. Before we begin, can I just have a quick show of hands of how many people plan to speak in public question period? We have 1 speaker.
Okay.
We have 3. Okay, I maybe 5 minutes max, if that's possible. I'm just doing that survey so we can kind of do a timeline. So we can respect maybe a 5-minute timeline, is that fair? Okay, speakers, please take the podium and just announce who you are and your address, please.
Good evening, I'm Donovan Brown. I've got property on Trail, 1100 Tamarack Avenue. And in light of the presentation we just heard, I've got some questions for Mayor and Council as well. Can you explicitly guarantee that citizens will remain free to travel, as is their right under Section 6, 7, and 9 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that the city will not undertake any projects, pass any bylaws, or install any equipment that has the ability to track and identify people or vehicles as they move through this town or city, that will electronically control or physically restrict vehicles from residential areas or from traveling on existing roads? Number 3, that will fine vehicle owners or drivers for operating their vehicles in certain areas. That will restrict access to essential or non-essential services, for example, medical care, bank accounts, pensions, government benefits, entertainment, sporting activities, travel, etc. Restrict access to utilities, natural gas, water, electricity, gasoline, municipal services, garbage disposal, public areas, housing, education, churches, groceries, wireless and telecommunications, employment, consumer activities. I'll repeat the question: that will you guarantee that you will not undertake any projects or pass any bylaws or install any equipment that has the ability to, I'll continue, impede citizens' ability to garden, farm, collect personal data or distribute personal information publicly and or violate protected privacy rights? That will incentivize the CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency, over the use of cash, or implement a social credit system, and or enforce the ESGs, environmental social governance, on businesses, employees, and citizens. And I have submitted this information regarding the smart cities, 50-minute cities. Under the climate action plan, these are the things that are concerning to me and many others. And I hope that you will review that and guarantee that you as our elected leaders will not implement any of these projects that are coming your way, because we don't want to see any of our freedoms impeded. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Marilyn Limbert. I'm from Fruitvale, but I'm speaking with regard to the climate action plan in general, and specifically our energy sources. Is with this recent cold spell, it's become pretty clear that to have a multiple source of energy is important, not just electricity. And part of the climate action plan is focusing solely on electric power. In this recent cold spell, there's a couple of things that made me think is important. In April 2023, in the Nelson Star, there was a debate at Nelson City Hall over the future of natural gas. Blair Weston said that the cost to make Nelson completely electric would be extremely high. A report provided by Fortis in the Kelowna electrification case study suggested the cost to build a completely electric grid would be anywhere between $2.6 and $3.4 billion. Weston says natural gas provides more energy output than its electric counterpart. The coldest day in December 2022, hydro gave about 10 gigawatts of power, while natural gas gave about 20 gigawatts of power. And this is from the Fortis website. We provide through our 4 hydroelectric generating plants 45% of the annual electricity needs of our customers. So we're very dependent, likely, on their buying open market electricity. And BC Hydro now is in a position where they're saying that with the crypto mining currency requirements, they've got in excess of applications beyond what Site C can provide. They also say that additionally, hydrogen is the new energy glutton. And a recent article, BCUC, to take hands-off approach to hydrogen. The final report notes that BC Hydro is offering a special discounted electricity rate for low-carbon fuels like green energy. As of the date of the workshop, BC Hydro has more than 5,000 megawatts of project inquiries in the hydrogen space. Site C Dam's capacity is 1,100 megawatts. BC Hydro comments that demand for electricity is greater than supply and will result in rate increases. So we're, I think, experiencing that exact thing with the recent rate increases that we've had. The other thing is April 2023, BC Hydro cryptic about crypto mining electricity use. Richard McCandless, retired assistant deputy minister who analyzes BC Hydro performance, quoted, BC Hydro's secrecy about crypto loads appears rooted in the Crown Corporation underestimating load demand. Crypto is up so dramatically, they didn't want to show that. So basically, we in this area is to rely solely on electricity as what our climate action plan is indicating, to me seems very foolish. And certainly I would hope that this would be taken into consideration. The limited supply of electricity, the demand that is so high with crypto mining, with hydrogen, It just really needs to be considered seriously. I thank you.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Tori Brown. I'm at 1100 Tamarack Avenue in the Trail. I'm gonna read this. It's, don't be fooled by the smart /15-minute/C40 city narrative that is being touted as a way to save the planet and humanity whilst keeping you safe and providing the convenience of everything you need on your doorstep. Hand in hand with this is the implementation of digital ID, central bank digital currency, and universal basic income, UBI, all to benefit you, right? The reality is drastically different. Point 1, 24/7 surveillance through the Internet of Things inside your home, 5G and LED streetlights with cameras and auto detection outside to monitor, track, record everything. Point 2, implementation of exclusion zones and geofencing to restrict movement and travel. Point 3, ability to control behavior through military-directed energy technologies. Point 4, property and car ownership outlawed, evictions from farms and ranches and rural areas in order to gather people into cities. Point 5, digital passport tied to social credit score, which is determined by compliance to government directives, controls all access and all aspects of life. Point 6, digital currency implemented to end cash and monitor all spending. Digital currency turned off or on, depending on compliance score. Point 7, UBI, which is back up here somewhere. A state-controlled allowance, which forces compliance by restricting access to food, money, services, education, and entertainment. And point 8, all the above will enable climate lockdowns to be implemented easily, arbitrarily, and indefinitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I have some new business that I would like to raise at this particular point in time as well. And my motion is that staff create a policy to ensure that all correspondence addressed to mayor and council be replied to in a timely manner. That is my motion. I could have someone move that, or maybe have discussion on it. We have a mover, Councillor, that motion. Thank you, Councillor Martin, and second, Councillor Hanson, and all in favor. Carried unanimously. Any other new business? That takes us to item 8 on the agenda, which is adjournment. Can I have a motion to Councillor Martin, Councillor Wilson, all in favor? The meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank you to our gallery as well for participating in a respectful manner tonight. Appreciate it.